Blades fans, subscribe to Blades Ramble. Up the Blades.
As always, the Ramble is sponsored by Action Coach Sheffield. If you're a growing business and you want support to continue that growth, they are the people to speak to. Thank you for joining the team for their continued support for the Ramble. Today's Ramble is also sponsored by High Point Access. Thank you to them for their support. They are your number one stop shop for all your working at heights and roofing needs. If you mention the Blades Ramble when booking any works with them, you'll also get 10% off. Oh, what is happening, Blades? And welcome back to the Blades Ramble. This, as you can see, is 90 after 90. What a huge 3 points for United. Wait, what's this? What's this? You hear that? That's Sheffield United creeping up on Leeds, that is. Oh, 2 points dropped for Leeds United earlier today. We're now 3 points behind them. They've got much better goal difference. I'm not getting carried away. But I think this works for us on more than one level. 5 points clear now, a third. Yes, we played a game more, but done our job. Done our job. A really good. I thought we were good today. I thought we were good. A QPR and no mugs, which we said beforehand. They've dropped off a little bit form-wise. You can tell why Jimmy Dunn is a hot property for them. A lot of good things for QPR come through Jimmy Dunn. I thought Chair were a little bit disappointing today compared to what we've seen previously. Kept him quiet. Harsh penalty. It's given. You're never going to get it overturned once it's given. It's just one of those, isn't it? His arm is out of a natural position, I suppose. But very, very harsh, I thought. And that made the game nervy. We never do it the easy way, do we? Why, as Unitedites, can we not just go and get 2, 3, 4 and then just be cushy for last? You can tell I went to see Only Fools and Horses last night. Guy, cushy. Yeah, that were really good, by the way. Leeds grand. Anyway, so a really good day all round for Sheffield United. This Leeds dropping points at home to West Brom when they'd won the title. And I still think they will win the title. I'm not going to go back on any of that because but I do think it's good that they're within reach, because I think it's better for Sheffield United to have somebody to chase rather than be chased. So now we can shift our focus to the title rather than pushing Burnley away, which I think pressures us to win more. It's a case of we need to win to keep Burnley away, or actually, if we do win, we could catch Leeds. It's a different mentality, and I love that. Absolutely love it. So this is 90 after 90, as we've said. If you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel if you like what we do. You'll be able to comment then on everything. It's completely free to do that. We've mixed up the format a little bit. It's going to be a show of two halves, this. 90 after 90. It's one of my favourite shows to do, as I've talked about. I've taken all your feedback on board. Some were a little bit dubious about changing it, and that's fine. We may well go back to the original format if this doesn't work. But I'm just conscious that people who can't catch us live, it's a big thing to sit through, and people aren't going to sit through the whole thing. I think it's a lot more digestible. So we're doing it like a football match. We are going to do the first 45 minutes on the Blades Ramble. I'm just going to focus on getting your initial feedback, read the comment along if you like, but reading your comments, reacting to what you guys have got to say. And the second half will start on Behind the Ramble. We'll have a half-time break. And then the second half will start on Behind the Ramble. And then we'll be taking calls from our Ramblers. They've already got the details. It's in our Ramble chat. If you want to get involved, and it's a Patreon sign-up exclusive. So thank you to everybody that supports the channel. So let's get into your comments then, because this is what feeds the show, really. Rob says, evening, Jimmy. Absolutely vital 3 points. Squeaky bum time since their goal, but onwards we go. Campbell in the system. We play is hands down our best striker. And on a free, up the Blades, up all the Rambles. I tell you what. How good was Tyrese Campbell's goal? How good was that goal? I mean, Vinny Souza's cross for Brereton Diaz was beautiful as well. But what a strike from Tyrese Campbell. Right in the top bins, as they say. Nobody's saving. Not even Michael Cooper's saving that, are they? Is he? So, absolutely brilliant finish. Jack says, good evening, Jimmy. Not the best performance, but a good 3 points away again. I thought we were all right, Jack, to be fair. QPR controlled the game after we scored. Great goal from Campbell, but our players need to shoot more. BBD should have scored. You're teetering there, Jack. You're teetering. We've gone away to Loftus Road. Thought the ref lost control a little bit. I agree with that. But a vital 3 points. Move further away from Burnley and close to Leeds. Where's Ali G after today? Don't know. Not seen him. Not seen him, pal. I'm sure he'll be somewhere about. Look, they're in a really strong position, Leeds. It don't need to go in so heavy, but I would have done the same. She won other foot, I have to say. Matthew says, get him. What a win. League title's not over just yet, says Matt. What a goal from Campbell. Up the flipping blades, up the Ramble. Absolutely right, pal. Chalk that performance up to a very good home side in QPR and tired legs after Leeds. I didn't think the performance was that. Look, we weren't our free-flowing best. We were professional, I thought. I thought we were the better side throughout. They had a couple of spells. I thought towards the end of the first half, they were in control and we were a little bit shaky. We rightly went 2-0 up, and I thought that was probably about fair. And then I thought they were very lucky to get back in the game with the penalty because I didn't think they looked like scoring other than that. I'm happy with that, Blade, says Ricky. Me too. Maury says, waka, waka, -2. Who gives a monkeys? We're going straight back up. Yes. Cool. It's very early that, Maury, but we can get excited about it, can't we? Cool King says, evening, Jimmy. I can feel I don't like to dig out referees, but incoming. No, not from me. Not from me. And I do say that a lot, to be fair. That is a fair reflection on how I approach these things. But no, we've won the game. There's no point nitpicking, is there? I think he did lose control a little bit, but I'm not focusing on ref tonight. I don't need to. Hi, Jim, says Harry. A decent performance against a strong side. That's how I saw it too. Sousa, Campbell and Robbo were the standouts. I thought Peckin and Nell both had shaky games, but we come away with the 3 points, up the blades, up all the Rambles. I have to say, I thought Jack Robinson did really well tonight. I am forever I'm very quick to criticize him if he doesn't, or even if he lapses in some kind of way. I thought it was very good today. Very good today, Jack Robinson. Can't say any other. I would still like to see Rob Holding in the side, but my reasoning is getting weaker and weaker because that was a good performance from Robbo today. I thought Anel did look poor. Not poor. That's shaky is probably the best way to put it, Harry. I thought it looked a little bit shaky at times. I thought Hamza Chowdhury looked a little bit shaky at right back at times with some of the possession he was giving away and things like that. But overall, as a team performance, I thought we were very good away from home. And it's 3 points. We can't complain that much. Joe says, feels like one of the best results of the season. Robbo and Vinny, unreal. I saw Leeds draw earlier, which is weird because someone said they're already promoted. Watch out, Connor, pal. Like, I think Leeds will certainly go up, and I still think they'll win the league. But as I said, I think it's good for us to be able to chase them. David says another 3 points away from home at this stage. I don't care how we get 3 points. Just get them. Great goal from Campbell. Up all the Rambles. Like and subscribe. Hit the like. Up the blades. Let's go. Love that, David. Thank you, pal. Joe says big win. Very tough place to go. Just like Connor said, he's dreading it and Leeds fans are having a meltdown to make it even better. No need for Cannon slander today. Had no chances at all. Up the blades. Up the Ramble. I thought Cannon came on and was very busy indeed, and looked okay. He set up a great chance for Brereton Diaz, which he fluffed, to be honest. Had a bit more time than he thought he did, and it went straight over the bar. But he's the man that's got us in front for everything. People have criticised Brereton Diaz as well, and yeah, he's not been the complete player since we've signed him, but he has got important goals for us. And yeah, he missed that chance that Cannon slid him really well in for, but he put us in front, didn't he, as well? So Josh says another win on the board. This team just knows how to get results. Can't understate that, can you? Can't underestimate how important it is. Sariki looked very lively when he came on. I thought the same. And if everyone had their shooting boots on, then could easily have been more. Big shout out to Cooper as well. What a keeper. Pulled off some big saves today. Michael Cooper is the best goalkeeper in this league. I'll continue to say it. Some things come back and bite me when I'm on record at Cameron Archer. I still think Cameron Archer was a good signing, probably at the wrong time for Sheffield United. Still think he's a very good player. I've put my neck on the line with Tom Cannon. Time will tell whether I'm right or not with that. But Michael Cooper was one I went on very, very early with. And I'm pleased to be sort of not rewarded, but whatever the word is, repaid in terms of he has proven to be an absolutely unbelievable signing. Best signing of the season for me, in and amongst loads of very good signings. Nick Cook, thank you for your super chat. I got that. I can see it. I get a notification when that happens. So Really appreciate that, pal. Thank you for your generosity. Evening, Jimmy and the Ramblers. We got points, but it wasn't a convincing performance for me. Always the last 20 minutes where we bottle it and invite pressure. Could have easily been a draw in the end. It could have been, and we keep going back into ourselves a little bit, don't we? Which is concerning. But you could also flip that, Nick, and say our game management turns out to be pretty decent, doesn't it? Because we're getting the results. We might feel nervous watching on, but ultimately, we've got the 3 points again. We've ground it out by one more goal than the opposition again. So while we might feel nervous, always the last 20 minutes where we bottle it and invite pressure. We're not bottling it, are we? We're inviting pressure, certainly, but we're not bottling it. Ray says, knew that was going to be tough. You did, Ray. You said that all along, to be fair. But we got the job done. Well done, Blades. Up the Blades. Up all the Rambles. Like and subscribe. Jack says, I think our main problem is we just cannot finish off a game. We allow a lot of teams back into the game, but this will come in time. I agree. Paul Rose of Wellstone Landscapes. 10% off any quotes that you get through the Ramble. Tough place to go, QPR, and maybe some content to come on Behind the Ramble as well, which will be very exciting. Tough place to go, QPR, which will probably be overlooked by most due to us making it look difficult. But we need to realise that's a huge 3 points and bouncing straight back after the Weeds game. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Yeah, absolutely right. It's great 3 points, that. To go away anywhere in the Championship and get 3 points is really good. We've got the best away record in the league as well. We can't forget stuff like this. I think that's a playoff place secured at least. Yeah, Wilder agrees with you, Ray. I think he said, well, he did. He said in the last press conference, we cover them all in hot off the presser. Directly after Chris Wilder's finished his press conference in the week, we're always live to bring you all the news from it. And he said that's how they're looking at it. When we got to 50 points, we knew we were safe in the division. If we win this weekend, which we now have done, we're on 73 points, which guarantees us a playoff spot. Now we're going to readjust our targets. So he'll now be looking at whatever points total he thinks is required to get an automatic spot. Let me know in the comments what you think will get us an automatic spot. What is the points total? I think it's going to be in the 90s, but what is the points total got to be to get us over the line? What a win. Massive 3 points, says Beast Boy. No one can stop us. Beast Boy, Ryan Brewster threw on goal. Talk to me. You were very quick to criticise Tom Cannon, saying he's useless and a waste of money. Ryan Brewster went through on goal and could have made it 3-1. I'm not criticising him. I'm just wanting your perspective on that, pal. Steve Holmes, hope you're well, pal. Massive win today. Well done all to a great performance. Well said, mate. Ben Mitchell says, massive 3 points. Love this team. Up the Blades. Up the Ramble. Get in there. Absolutely right. Liam says, get in, pal. Another great win and decent performance. 2 great goals today, especially in Campbell's. I'm just glad we extended the gap to 5 before Burnley play again on Tuesday. That was important. Up all the Rambles, top man. Yeah, I thought I had it on here to show you, but I don't. I'm doing a watch along for the Cardiff and Burnley game on Tuesday night, which is now turned into a big game. All Bluebirds, aren't we? Apparently. Ricky says, yeah, that's us in playoffs now. 7 more wins for the top 2, so 21 more points. 94, you saying, Ricky? Are you saying 94, does it? Okay. David Smith, good name. Same name as my bro says. Bet those results have made Connor think twice. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. I don't know. He's confident. I think Leeds fans are very I think from my perspective, and obviously I know a lot of Leeds fans, and I now speak to a lot more through this channel, I think they're fairly confident of automatic promotion. I don't think they're anywhere near as confident, certainly as they were after the Sheffield United game. But I think there is some uncertainty still as to whether they win the league. If you ask most Sheffield United fans, we'll take second all day long now. I can't speak for everybody on that, but I'm certainly saying that from me. It's just what we needed and puts us back in the title race, says Steve. Absolutely right, it does. Great day in the life of a Blade, says Daz. Another massive 3 points away. Up all the Rambles, up the Blades, top man. Ian says, job done. Dug deep again. Big result, up all the Rambles. Like and subscribe. Thank you, Ian. Yeah, dug deep. And that can't, again, it's not always pretty, and it don't have to be, but it's getting the results that matter the most. And I thought performance were okay today, but this is what they call it, the business end of the season for a reason, don't they? Great win that. Cooper for England, says Tom. Cooper will play for England. I have no doubt about it. What a goalkeeper he is. Joe says, put lots of pressure on Burnley and all. Up them Blades. Yeah. Oh, can you imagine if Cardiff do them? Can you imagine if Cardiff do them on Tuesday? Sneaky little Callum Robinson. Bang, near post. Oh, please hit that like and please subscribe. We want to get to 7K before the derby. Nice, Liam. Nice. We'll set that target. When's the derby? That's, oh my word, that might be a tough ask, man. Is that about 3 weeks away? Shout out to Robbo. Great defensive display. Well said, Steve. I have to hold my hands up and agree. Absolutely right. Liam says, whatever Pirro can do, Campbell can do better. Rate striking the top bins. Absolutely right. I mean, when I'm doing my combined 11 with Connor, Leeds fans are hammering me, saying there's only one, maybe two players. Originally, they were saying Michael Cooper and Gus Hamer. Now they're saying Michael Cooper and Vinny Souza. Well, I've got a genuine case for Tyrese Campbell at the top. Pirro scored a great goal against Sheffield United, and his goals and assists combined are better, but he has played more games. What a finish by Tyrese Campbell today. It's another Sheffield double. Cheers. I ain't got a drink, but I'll raise you. I'll raise you that, Ray. Thank you very much, pal. 3 points again. Ole, ole, says Dodgy Motson. Hope you're well, pal. Thank you for joining me earlier for the watch along, where we saw Leeds drop 2 points at home to West Brom. Not great, but it'll do, says Sean. I thought it were all right, pal. I thought it were all right. Josh says, let's hope Cardiff bring their A game on Tuesday. Let's hope so. Robbo with a very solid performance, says Alistair. Huge tackle right at the end of the first half. You love to see his commitment. Played very well today. How's Connor feeling now, says Matthew? No idea, mate. I'll find out soon, I'm sure. Thailand Tim says, phew, that was uncomfy. It was. It's always uncomfy watching United. It's all right as saying, isn't it, that, you know, I'm saying performance were okay, which I genuinely believe. I'm saying the result was fantastic, but sitting through it, particularly that last 20 minutes when it were 2-1, oh, we had to do our job, says Sam, and we did, didn't we, pal? Maury says, mate, mine a double. Cheers, Sunderland and Blades. West Brom can stop you. Up everything, up the ramble, up the mountain, up the nose, up the nose, up the nose I might have. Oh, that could be a show for Dave, couldn't it? And later, if you've had too many beers, throwing up. Absolutely love it, Jimmy. Nice one, pal. Coops for man of the match. Won't surprise me. He did pull off some really good saves. I didn't feel overly threatened by them. But when you think about the saves that Cooper made, he had a huge say in that result today, didn't he? Old School Raven 91 says, title race has always been on. It's not over till the last day of the season. Anybody would think Leeds have won the World Cup on Monday. Kelly says, without a doubt, Cooper is a fantastic keeper. Super Cooper. Alessandro says, it's a good day. Blades win. Leeds dropping points. If only Burnley can start conceding like that in the league. Absolutely right. They changed 10 players, though, I think, today, didn't they? Come on, Connor. Show your face, lad, says Ian. I think Anelli's a booking away from missing 2 matches. I think that's right, Jeff. He's on 9 now, isn't he? I don't know where he needs to get to, which game he needs to get past, probably the Wednesday game after the next international break for it to be expunged or whatever you want to call it. Nige says, evening, pal. All I can say is what a fantastic win that is. QPR and no pushover. We got away with that from Burrows against Leeds, and today he didn't. Simple. No grumbles today, just happy with the win. Well said, pal. Rossi says, bounce back ability. Good win today, Jimmy. I'm happy tonight. Keep up the good work. Thank you, mate. Up the Blades, up the Ramble, up behind the Ramble, like and subscribe. Jamie Scott says, made hard work of that, but it's all about the 3 points. Well done, Blades. All about the 3 points, pal. All about the 3 points. Paul says, never been a penalty. Can't understand why Wilder brings Brewster on. Makes the side weaker. Dad, is that you? Should have bought Holding on sooner. Up the Ramble. Paul, Andy the Blade said exactly the same. No idea why he's coming on. And that, you can all have your own say on that, because I think he did a couple of good bits, Brewster, today when he came on. I'm not going to call him out, and it's a team effort, isn't it? It's a team game, and I think he played his part today, but he was through on goal again and fluffed his lines, which was disappointing. Mr. Vancouver, Top Rambler says, another 3 points title is very much up for grabs. And Leeds are showing signs of their usual self-destructive DNA, falling at the last hurdle. I hope Connor didn't go out and buy a shirt for you. Mr. Vancouver just sat by the side of the lake with his fishing rod, seeing how many Leeds fans he can catch. Positive Jack says Burrows needs to stop defending with hand and arms. Yeah, there's a way of making yourself big, isn't there? But, I mean, the modern way of doing it, like Van Dijk and that, you see them putting their hands behind the back, don't you? Holding their own hands behind the back and coming to approach the ball like that. Just got to be a bit braver when doing that, so your arm's not in an unnatural position. If it does then hit your arm, it's not a penalty. But Burrows were up here because he's jumped and turned, hasn't he? and it's just hit his arm. It's unfortunate more than anything. Great win, puts all the pressure on Burnley now, says Bully. That's right, pal. O'Hare is vital to the side. I agree with that, Brad. I agree with that. That goal was scenes better than the Pirro goal. Again, Morey trying to catch some. Don't matter to me. Don't matter if it had come off his backside. 2-1. 2-1, 3 points. Having said that, the skill, the finesse to put it right in that top corner, it just shows what a talented player he is. He's been a player that we've talked about potential-wise, not just us, but he's been looked at as what potential this kid has, Tyrese Campbell. He can't get consistent. He can't get a run of games due to injury. And look at that. Look at that now today. 2 consecutive home games, Preston and Bristol. Not easy. Not easy, them, you know. I mean, I know what you're saying, Hilts. So we should be, you know, we'll be favourites going into both games, but they're not. There's no gimmies now. Bristol City still pushing for a playoff place. Hecky always makes it difficult for teams coming up against him. They've got another really good confidence-building performance today in the Cup against Burnley. You played very well, Jim, says Carl. Thank you, pal. Liam says, who put the ball in the Wednesday night? Tyrese flipping Campbell. Up all the rambles. Please like and subscribe. Saint says, forget Hamer. O'Hare is the main man. Got a link to the calling. It's in the chat, Jamie, for the second half, which will be on Behind the Ramble. So, yeah, you've got a chance to jump on, pal. For some reason, we couldn't clear the box today, says Jack. Spotlight Actor Wayne says, yes, Campbell, what a player. Great win, matey. Up the blades, up the full-time ramble. Like and subscribe. Thank you, pal. Like, smash peeps and sub. Absolutely right. Cheers, Carlo. Nige says, QPR was snatching at everything. Never got nervous from their attacks today, to be honest. I didn't really. Obviously, when it's getting to the last 10, 15, anything can happen, particularly at 2-1. Made me a little bit more twitchy than I needed to be, but I always thought we were the better team today. That was just my opinion. Who was the referee today? Not sure, pal. Can't remember, to be honest. Chris Kingy says, this is why I held my head in my hands when Connor was bragging the other day. Leeds are a couple of bad results away from a slippery slope. Always are as well, Chris, and you have looked great this season. And I'm not going to retract on what I've said. I still think you'll win the league. I still think you're the best side in the league. But sometimes it's just about that 10% up here, isn't it? And I think you've been riding that wave positively. After the 7-0 against Cardiff, you've lifted your levels and you've been a cut above. But we're now going to see what character is all about, aren't we? Because you've got a really tricky trip. I think, is it to Portsmouth next? Interesting. Get liking, ladies and gents. Up the ramble, says Nige. Jack says it wasn't a bad performance, but not up there with the best. But who cares? 3 points. Michael says, great 3 points. Simple. It's all about points at this stage of the season. Completely agree. Jack says, thought I'd never say this, but can we have Clark back now? We've just not found that that right back, have we? That right back link. I say link because I'm getting a lot of messages about the link for the calling. At the same time, we've not settled on a right back, have we? And it's so unfortunate what's happened to Alfie, because I think Alfie would have been it. Forget performance, just win, baby, win. Nice. Big Tony says, win next Saturday. Then us and Leeds on the same points, and they have to go away to Portsmouth. Title race is back on. Do we play before them then, Tone? Do we play before Leeds next week? That'll be interesting if that's the case, because we could go level on points at the top. Interesting. Cannon put an assist on a plate for BBD, says Jack. He certainly did. Scotty says that QPR team has won 7 out of 8 home games. They ain't no mugs. A hard team to beat and play. It's 3 points, and that's that ability to bounce back strikes again. Is it 7 out of 8 home wins? I heard a similar stat, but it wasn't that, Scott, that Gids read out. But either way, I still thought it were a really impressive result. Ev says, evening, Jimmy, unreal win, and what a goal by Tyrese. Not the best performance, but 3 points is all that matters. Up the blades, up the ramble. Only got a link for the second half stream. That's what it's about, Jamie. That's what we're talking about, pal. The second half is callers, pal. We'll get used to it. I appreciate it's new. I'm just trying to get through as many comments and get initial reactions as I can in this first half of 90 after 90. Jack says, Anel and BBD didn't seem comfortable with Hamza. I don't know if that's it. To be honest. We could always try, if we want to keep Robinson in, we could try Anel as a right back, get a bit more height in there, and Holding comes in. That's maybe an option. Nobody cares how you win. Once it's in the record books, look at Greece winning the Euros, worst team ever, but they still won it, says the Saint. Kelly says, you wasn't wrong about the score. Up the Blades, up the Ram. I thought I said 2-0. I thought I said 2-0, but I'll take a 2-1. I'll take whatever. As long as we're winning, Kel, I'm not bothered. Kieran says, sloppy win for me, Jimmy, but it's 3 points. Let them get the ball into the box and play to their strengths. Vinny, Robbo, Peck, Campbell played well, and Sariki did good when he came on. Up the Blades, up all the Rambles, like and subscribe. I thought City were a bit patchy today, if I'm honest, if I'm being really picky. I think he sometimes has those games, but he's been fast-tracked into the first team, hasn't he? And he's done really well since stepping up. I really like City Peck, but I thought a change could have been City coming off, Hamer dropping into the 8, and Raksaki coming on the right with BBD switching to the left. Thought that might have been something he'd have considered. But either way, got the result. Evening, Jimmy and fellow Blades. Don't our team like to jangle our nerves? Yeah, I'm glad you said it like that, Bri. I didn't know where you were going with that. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Paul says, I might be the only Leeds fan happy at the minute. I hate QPR. 1-2 Sheffield United and Bournemouth. 1-1 as a double correct scores. Bookies, decent bet. Lolling all the way, a long way to go yet in the season. Yeah, there is 92 plus reckons Jack. Why can't we ever put teams away, says Chris? Because we're Blades, aren't we? We're Blades. We never do it the easy way. Scott reckons it's going to take 95 points, so 22 more for United to get there. Okay. I think 95 to 97, says Matt, will get you second. Oh my word, can you imagine? That's ridiculous, isn't it? There's only 11 games left. 33 points to play for. I think we should be aiming for top spot. Leeds proved they've got slip-ups to come, says Paul. I'd like to see us win a title. Well, we won League One title, didn't we? I've never seen us win Championship title, so I would too. I reckon, says Joe. So high scoring that. Do you think Leeds will break the 100 points then? Do we think Leeds will break 100 points this season? They might do. Brewster was having his shirt pulled. Jimmy says, Rian Brewster's #1 fan, Ian the gatekeeper. And because he's the gatekeeper, I'll let him have that. That's fine. Not sure on Chowdhury, says Johnny. He didn't have the best of games today, did he? But again, I think Clark's been like that, blown hot and cold, played well some games and looked a little bit sus other games. I didn't think Chowdhury looked great today, but he's doing a job in a position that's not his, really. Tricky, isn't it? I'd like to see him again there. And see how he does, because he's a very good player. That's not up for debate, I don't think. Sarah, our latest Platinum Rambler. Thank you for your support, Sarah. Very much appreciated. I'm more than happy with that result. Keep fighting for them points. We'll be fine. If we keep winning, it doesn't matter what anyone else does. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Well said. Absolutely right. The Saint says it's okay. Beast Boy Brewster's run on goal took time off the clock. Just as important. Yeah, that's true. That's true as well. Ricky says Diaz has 3 goals and 2 assists. That's good from 9 games. That's 1 goal involvement in less than every 2 games. Absolutely right, Ricky. I'm not criticising Brereton Diaz. I think what is probably fair to say to him is a little bit like you can aim the same criticism at Hamer to a degree. And this is very sort of blanket sort of approach. Their numbers are better than their performances, certainly recently, for Hamer. So, but does that matter? Because they're getting the numbers and they're getting the outputs that we need. So Raksaki's scored more than we would probably think, or certainly been involved in more goals. So as long as the output is where we need it to be. I don't think Brereton Diaz has come and had a 9 out of 10 game, for example, but he's scored important goals for his auntie. Really important goals. Spencer says, 3:20 a.m. for me. Wow. Blades have won, and Jim's here to ramble me to sleep, expressing his well-considered opinions as always. Nice to know I put people to sleep, Spence, but thank you for joining us, pal. Hope you're still awake to see me reading this, because that was done 15 minutes ago. 7 more wins to put us on 94 points, says Matt. Reckon 93 points, says Sheila's Wheels. Certainly squeaky bum time. Kingy says, this Leeds fan isn't confident of top or even autos. Farker doesn't have what it takes at the business end. Wow. Wow. It was a good 3 points, says Sam. Very good post, Ricky. Yes, well said, pal. Really don't know how Rian didn't get a penalty there. Obvious shirt pull. Paul says, calm down, Chris. We drew at home to West Brom, who haven't lost to any top 4 team and are 17 unbeaten, for flip's sake. It's all right. It's all right. He's a concerned Leeds fan. Wilder whispering in Dunn's ear at the end of the game, see you in the summer. Let's hope so. I thought he played well, Jimmy Dunn. A little bit dirty at times, but I won't mind that when he's wearing red and white. Walter says, why doesn't Wilder go for it when we go in front? It mystifies me how he just lets the team sit back. And unfortunately, if we go up, that'll be his and the team's downfall. Interesting. I'd like to have that problem to worry about first, Walt, but it's a fair point. Hi, Jimmy. 6 wins, 2 draws, 93 points, says Mark. Okay. So that's 6 wins, 2 draws. That means we can afford 3 losses. Is it? That math's right, yeah. Ian, that's exactly what I thought too. Bryce says, I think QPR fans will feel they should have got something there and will no doubt be saying we're nothing special on their forums. Let them say it, Bry. Let them say it. We earned 5 points today. I think do you mean we moved 5 points clear of Burnley? That's the most important thing, isn't it? Mark says, get in there, mate. Mine are double, lads. Never felt worried until they got the penalty and always going to be hanging in a little bit due to their home record. Robinson was brilliant today. Up the Blades. All right, Illy. I'll give you that. James says, Leeds fan here. Watched the game at Ellen Road. Poor. Watched last 20 minutes of your game. QPR dominant, but didn't look like scoring, in my opinion. Yeah, that was, from a Blades perspective, that was our worst period of the game, but we were holding on at that point. We were down to game management, and we got over the line, didn't we? City Peck was getting hit and tackled for 90 minutes straight. What a shift he put in, says Beast Boy. Arden says, so-called champions must be feeling the heat. Come on, you Blades. Keep applying the pressure. That's all we can do, innit? Just keep nudge. Super Coops, says Benjamin Baboon. I shouldn't laugh at your name every time I read it out, but it's one of them things. I'm childish. Chef Paul says, great result, but why do we invite so much pressure at the end by lumping the ball forward and immediately losing possession? I was having a heart attack. I know, mate. I'm also not playing an L in the next 2 home games. Okay. That's so he doesn't pick up a yellow to play the Wendy's. Thailand Tim says, past bedtime over here. Catch this in the morning. Well done, Jimmy. Keeping me connected to the Blades from over here. Hope you're well, pal. Thank you for your continued support, mate. Paul says, evening, Jimmy, a hard-fought win, but 3 points. All the same for me. Cooper, man of the match. Hope Wilder can get the back line sorted soon. Up the Blades. Up all the Rambles. Vamos. Chuquilas from a Blade in Spain. I hope I've probably butchered that, but there you go. Our bookings are very silly, says Jack. I agree with that. Don't teeter on the negative, though, Jack. Come on, you have been a revelation. A revelation. I can just see another comment I'm going to read here. 3 a.m. for me. Tyrese Screamer and Jimmy's here to ramble me to sleep. I've read that, I think. Thank you, pal. Appreciate that. Liam, one that made me laugh. Storms off upstairs and slams the bedroom door. From Liam, the Leeds fan. Look, you're all right, pal. That's a massive 3 points. That's a very hard fought. However, a win's a win. Up the full-time Ramble, up the Blades. Like and subscribe. Thank you, Jace. Nige says, Brewster doesn't look like he's trying to play for another contract. Really disappointing, to be honest. Surely we can't give him another contract. I'm not sure we will. We'll see. All about the results at this stage of the season, and it doesn't matter where we get 3 points from. Absolutely right. Fair play, says Harvey, as a QPR fan, but that ref needs paying off. I don't think either side will be overly happy with the referee today. But again, it's from a Sheffield United perspective, we don't have to focus on that. Brian's laughing at Liam. 1-2 Blades are coming for you. Yeah, well, we'll see. There's a little way to go. Ricky says, our next game will be tough. You know, there's not playing bad Preston, and it's Ecky's team. I agree, Rick. I agree, mate. Tom says, it's that Joy Division I can hear playing in the distance. I hope so, but very early, Tom, very early. Spence says, and good to hear you concede your opinion on JR is blinkered by bias. We all fall guilty of that, pal, but not many are self-aware. Loving the success, and number one, better to make them Blades global. No one better to make them Blades global than you. Thank you, pal. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think you've got to try and be self-aware, aren't you? And I am still of the opinion that Jack Robinson is our 3rd best centre-half, and I don't think I'll budge on that. But I also have to acknowledge that I have already made my mind up on him. And this is a character flaw of mine, and I'm sure people have it with other players as well. My dad had it with McBurney, which he admits as well. You can't see the good that they do. So I'm actively trying to look at positives. And I thought today he was our best defender. Not just our best centre-half. I thought he was our best defender. So when you've got to give an honest, and I always will give an honest opinion. Sometimes it may be biased because I've always sometimes got those blinkers on. So fair play, Spence, and thank you for your kind words there, pal. David Morwood, thank you for your super chat as well. I've seen that come through direct to the Ramble. Super O'Hare, non-stop running, turning into the player we all believed he was. Shout out to Mr. Vancouver, Callum O'Hare's #1 fan. Nige says, Campbell's been a huge surprise this season. He's fantastic. Every time he plays, drives at the defenders. Cannon played very well today as well. I just thought he needs to be cut some slack. I agree, Nige. And do we think that Campbell being so brilliant for free has negatively impacted Tom Cannon in the eyes of some supporters? And again, there's nothing Cannon can do about that. But we've got Campbell for free, who's playing amazingly well. Probably, he is our number one striker at the moment, keeping out a £10 million man. And Cannon comes in with a big price tag. It's a lot of pressure, isn't it? Eki has got Preston firing, says Ray. Not the pushover they were. We have to be on our game. I'm sure we will. So hopefully another win incoming. Yes, they play Sunderland. Sunday. They play Sunday dinner time at 12, says Tone. Interesting. Nice. Rafi says, hey up, Jimmy. Hope you're well. Yet another 50-50 game and another one with a fighting performance after a defeat. This team are mentality monsters, and Cooper is the player of the season. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. He will definitely be up there, won't he? In player of the season awards. Absolutely right. Chris says, evening, Jimmy. Great 3 points and bouncing straight back was key. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. S says the stars are lining up for the return of KW. Kyle Walker next season. We need a right back. Oh, S, come on. Campbell looked amazing in that run before injury. Hopefully his fitness and form mean it will take some pressure off Cannon, and we see a Lundstrom breakthrough for him when we're promoted, if we're promoted. Si. Come on, we're not there yet. Ian says we play Saturday, Leeds play Sunday. Thank you, pal. That's going to be really good. I'll have to make sure I'm doing the watch along for Leeds as well, won't I? Great result that away from home at a difficult place. What a goal from Tyrese, says Justin. Points are the most important for the rest of the season. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Well said, pal. Tom says, Tom, not actually from Barnsley, do we reckon we'll ever score 4 in a game this season? I can't see it myself. Maybe not. I think unless it's towards the end of the season and we're against a team that's nothing to play for and we're already up, that might be the only time when both teams are not on the beach but can play with freedom. Is your mother well? Thank you very much for the super chat. Very much appreciated. Keep up the good work, pal. Up the Blades. Thank you, mate. That's very kind. Very kind. Danny says, evening, Blades. House tricks, Jimmy. No other result would have done today. Had to keep in touching distance of Leeds. A buffer to Burnley. Come on, you red and white wizards. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Like and subscribe. Just so we know, we are on 37 minutes and 39, 40, 41. We'll soon get to 45 minutes. There might be a bit of injury time, but then we're going to cut off. We're going to have a half-time break. This is a proper 90 minutes, this. We're going to have a half-time break, and then we'll see you over on Behind the Ramble. Bryce says, I was thinking 95 points as well would see us there. It's a high total, isn't it? I think 87 and above gets automatic, says Alessandro. God, real test of Leeds' mental strength if we're the level of points before they play. If we're level on points before they play, yes, it will be. Interesting. 94, 95 for me, pal. Gets us autos up all the Rambles. Please like and subscribe. Up the Blade, says Matt Bassett. Joe says, I reckon Leeds get 97 points and we get 98, so we win the league and also get the 100 points accrued trophy. Go on, Joseph. Top man. Top puncher. Top man. Alessandro says, I think 87. Oh, we just read that. I think you've posted it twice, pal. What about Brewster being pulled back in the box? No penalty, says Louise. Yeah, he was pulled back, weren't he? I'd just like to give lads who absolutely love Ryan Brewster a little bit of stick, but he was definitely pulled back. Should have been a pen, I thought. Liam says, I said 94 all along, but I think we finish on more. Up all the Rambles. Please like and subscribe. Up the Blades. Burnley losing 3-0 in the Cup and Leeds drawing. Are we seeing the wheels coming off the teams around us? Burnley, I don't think you can include in that, Will, to be fair. 10 changes to the team. But they had players like Josh Brownhill starting, like Foster, Joe Worrell, who we really like. So it's the thing that I worry about in that scenario is Preston have just got a real confidence boost coming into the game at Bramall Lane, haven't they? A 3-0 win over Burnley. So we'll see. Bryce says, evening, Jimmy. Great result. Jimmy, a win's a win. Needed that. Up the Blades. Yes, we did. Go you Blades. Up the Blades, up all the Ramble. Come on, you red and white wizards. Nice one, Pot. So is that what that meant then that I was saying? I like that. That's fair. Jimmy Dunn on a free in the summer says, great bands, good enough for our starting 11 if we're in the Prem. Don't know, but certainly good enough for the squad. Certainly good enough for the squad. He makes us a stronger squad, I think. I'd I'd be bringing in Jimmy Dunn, no doubt about it. Hamza can't play a pass on target because of his hair. Needs to get some McCallum braces, says Benjamin Baboon. Blade Running says, super hard fought win. Campbell, a class act. Midfield worked hard, gritty determination to protect the points at the end. Well done, and up the Blades. Hey, Connor, the heat is on, says Paul. LA Blade says, evening, Jimmy. Why can't Brewster shoot? Clean on goal. What's he waiting for? Up the Blades, up all the Rams. I thought he could have shot earlier, LA. I'm with you there. But he did get pulled back in the end, so it should have been a pen for me. I predicted that I slip up. I predict a slip up. I predict a slip up. Nice, Ton. Nice. I think Blades will be champions, says Eamon. Up the Blades. Cannon will fire in time. The first goal is coming. Patience and quality supply is the key. Up the Blades, up the Ramble, and we're just warming up, says Paul. Rai says, I was buzzing to get Cannon in. However, starting to think we now should have invested in Tanganga or a centre-half instead. Don't see what he offers currently in this playing style. Up the Blades. Maybe. Cannon was a wanted man and 10 million is the going rate, says Bladesman. And good business for us. The way he's played for us, I see Campbell as a £10 million striker. We signed on a free, yeah. So we've got his money back, haven't we, really? For 10 million, we got both Cannon and Tyrese Campbell. That's how we best look at it. 12 million for them and more. Decent overall spend. Absolutely right. Thanks, Jimmy, for another entertaining session. No problem at all, pal. No problem. I don't know if it's going to work quite well, this. We're coming up to the end of the comment section. Cooler King says, Tommy Cannon's problem is that while he has scored goals in the Championship, he's almost certainly got 11 more Championship games to go. Then it's the Prem, and he's got no record in that at all. We'll see. We'll see how he goes. I think we'll play a slightly different system next year if we're promoted, personally. Good evening, Jimmy. Good to see we bounced back from the Leeds game. Hopefully we can turn over Burnley, up the Blades, up the Ramble, like and subscribe. Will it come down to that Burnley game? Will we get that far? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We need it sewn up before then, surely. Preston play Tuesday too. Says, oh, do they? Oh, that's good to know, Steve. That's really good to know. Thank you. Tim Cook says, I didn't think an L next yellow to 10 counts as a ban. We'll have passed 32 games. Okay, I don't know how it works, Tim. Somebody will have to sort of clue me up on that. Remember, we had 2 strikers out. Cannon was needed, in my opinion, says Jack. I think Cannon's a great signing for us, even long-term as well. You've got to think Kiefer Moore will not improve as a player, I don't think, at this stage of his career. He's 32. We will hopefully go up a level. I certainly think he can have an impact off the bench at Premier League level, but Tom Cannon, 22 years old, a £10 million investment for a prolific striker at this level. Obviously, he hasn't done it for United yet. But to write him off at this stage is very, very early. And I think it's unjust, really. Just want to say Cannon did well when he came on, says Liam. Up all the Rambles. Thank you, pal. Ricky says up the Blades, up the Ramble, up behind the Ramble. You will be seeing you on Behind the Ramble very soon. Made my day in Southport. Up the Blades, up the Ramble, says Phil. Matthew says up the Blades, up the Ramble. Love it. Jackson, the horror enthusiast, says good win. But wishes to matters after that terrible tackle, if you can call it that. Terrible tackle. Sorry, mate. I don't know. Oh, Mateta. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. If you didn't see that, we played it out earlier on the watch along on Behind the Ramble, where Liam Roberts comes out foot high and smashes Mateta in the face in the Millwall Crystal Palace game. Unbelievable. Shocking challenge. Shocking. We need to score more, says Matthew. Yeah, we do. We do. We need to be a bit more clinical. We need to stop going into ourselves a little bit during games. As it stands, I think I'd take a draw from Burnley, to be honest, says Bry. Yeah, I think I probably would. Yeah, it keeps us in front, doesn't it? So that just makes sense to me. Completely agree with that. Ian says, I've got nothing else to say, but seeing as it's nearly half time, I would do a bit of time. Well, let's, we're going to go slightly early, but just so I can show you the concept going forward. We are going to have 1 minute added time. 1 minute added time to take us. So get your comments in, and this will take us to half time. Ian says, evening, Jimmy. What a bounce back from the Blades. 3 points and Leeds drop points. Cooper and Campbell for player of the season. Up all the Rambles. Hit that like. It wasn't just the tackle, but Millwall's fans' reaction to it. What they were chanting was terrible. I didn't see it. And I hope it's not what I think you're alluding to there. But we were watching a different game, obviously. So I've just seen the replay of the terrible, terrible challenge, and that's exactly what it was. Always remember, a win is a win. Up the blades, like and subscribe, says Jace. So now the plan is, thank you to everybody for joining me on this stream. That's 45 minutes in the bag. We're currently in injury time. It's almost half time. We're going to have a halftime break, and we're going to come back at 6 o'clock on Behind the Ramble. So we'll see you all over there. Great to bounce back with a win, says Simon. And on that note, half-time at Ramble HQ. I will see you all over on Behind the Ramble. Thank you for joining me. And for now, come on, you red and white wizards. See you at 6 o'clock. Up the blade! Ramble on!